There you go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, this is our West Coast Swing Patterns class. I forced Patrick to be the lead instructor for this series because it's funny to me. So Patrick, take it away.
Today we went over connections and different types of connections, different type of angles to improve our dancing. So the very first thing we went over was our compression and extensions, make sure that we had a good foundation for that. So having armpit space, getting into compression by moving our bodies, and getting into extension by moving our bodies. The very first thing we did to use with this is we started to go into a slingshot. So we started off with a left side pass, which went into a slingshot. So you will go 1, 2, you'll take a big deep breath, going 3 and 4 to shoot them out. And then it's 5, 6, 7, 8, while keeping your hands still and using your body to do this motion. At the end of the second count, we decided to go into a sugar tuck, followed with a leader stalk around the tuck. So you're going to go tuck, switch hands, and then place your hand on the follower's shoulder. This is indicating, hey, something else is still coming. We're not going back into a basic pattern yet. And you're going to follow them around into a circle. And then we just did a step out into a regular connection. From this connection point, we then went into a sugar tuck with a follow spin.
It's a single-sided sugar tuck, so not a double hand. So he's going to use his angles, and I'm going to use my angles to create this stylized sugar tuck.
Sugar push.
My bad.
So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. And just a note on your angles, how we're using this to do these parts of the dance is that when we go into the slingshot, you're using a open angle and a closed angle to really make offset your partner. Okay, you don't want to be flat, you don't want to be too much, you want to be angled towards your partner. Also, with the sugar push, when you come around to it, leads, you're going one-handed into a closed angle on the sugar push, and then opening up into an open angle for the follow to create the momentum to do the spin.
Now for technique a little bit, when we get to a slingshot during the back and forth, remember that connection is based on keeping our body safe. We want to keep our elbow in front or in between our sternum and our spine, right? Our hand is neutral in space, and we never want to initiate movement through our rib or our biceps. We want to initiate everything through our ribs. So we're thinking using our ribs to move through space rather than using our elbows to move through space. Notice the amount of movement. Whenever leads lead absolutely anything, whether it be a sugar push or sugar tuck, any kind of whip, you want to lead everything through the rib cage and through the upper back as opposed to anything with your hand. Why? Because this is a smaller muscle which reacts faster. I cannot react as quickly as that muscle can move. I can react quickly through his bigger muscle groups such as chest and upper back. Yeah. So if he uses his biceps to create tuck, I panic, right? So you have to think about using your space. Same thing in the sugar push. When I do an open break, sugar push over here, I am not going to use my arm to stop myself. I'm using my rib to squish into my own space. So my elbow stayed neutral in space, and I moved my rib in and out of my elbow space, not the opposite way around. This gives me more space and more reaction and action time frame. Was there any other technique?
No, other than that, just remember that you have the ability to extend or shorten these patterns. You can do as many of these pushes as you want. You can do as many of the going around in circles as you want. Just remember not to overextend it too much. And then also, if you hear a break in the music, you can shorten it to hit the break. So
one last thing I wanted to mention is in the sugar tuck with the hand change. So when we get to that sugar tuck with the hand change follows, remember, you are the fabulous beast. You are the most incredible human being on this earth. They don't matter. You own a runway, walk your runway. Just because they start a rotation just means that your rib starts to rotate, not your hips. You're supposed to go in the direction your hips tell you to go, right? Which was straightforward or straight that way in that moment. Your rib cage finds your human, just like we learned in the next level class. I think that was everything. Awesome. Thank you guys. We will look forward to seeing you next week.